The following program is sponsored by The Greek, Ely's Radio Shack dealer at 570 Altman in downtown Ely, and brought to you as a public service by KJTV Channel 10 in Ely, Nevada. Ely City Council meeting, February 13th, 2020.
I have a window on my door so I can see from there.
Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a representative from the Ministerial Association here.
Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Father, I thank you for this great nation that we live in. I pray, Father, for the healing of this nation, the animosities and hatreds that are going on right now. I thank you for this great state of Nevada and for this city of Ely. Thank you for the Constitution that we do have, and for public servants that are willing to put themselves on the line to be criticized for any decision they may or may not make. Father, I pray for this council to have wisdom this evening in governing this city and making the right decisions for the people that live here, Father. I just bless them, I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. We'll have the roll call.
Mayor Represent.
Present.
Councilman Blandis.
Present.
Councilman Carson.
Here.
Councilman Spear.
Here.
Councilman Aller.
Present.
Councilwoman Beecher.
Present.
City Attorney Thompson.
Here.
City Clerk Lee.
Here.
City Engineer Oliver.
Here.
Public Works Supervisor Craycraft.
Here.
Building Official Christensen.
Here.
City Water and Sewer Lead Steamer.
Here.
Police Chief Henry.
Here.
Fire Chief Rivera.
Here.
And I believe that's all.
Thank you. With that, we will open up item 2, public comment. Please step forward and state your name, and you will have 3 minutes.
Hello, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I've come here today, my name is Jennifer Hollingsworth. I live at 3 Circle Drive in McGill. I'm here today to express my objection to the proposed EMS billing rate increase that is going to be discussed later on in your agenda. When I heard about the increase, I immediately contacted my colleagues in the surrounding counties and took a look at their rates. And while some of them were very low on the scale and some of them were very high, offering different services, being in different populous areas with economic rates being different, the one thing that I asked them about their rate changes is what invoked that change? Why did you increase your changes? And they said, because we significantly increased the services we provided to the public. So today, in these increases that are being proposed to you, we see some of them that are up to 73%, which is significant. And I've been in the business for almost a decade, and I've worked on every side of that. And I've gone through these protocols, and I don't see a significant change in services that are being provided. So I ask that you be diligent about this. These rates are going directly to the people of our communities, not only the city, but the county also. There were mentioned that it wasn't really an increase because they were going to lump the supplies into the load fee that they're raising significantly. And I can tell you, I've been a provider on the most critical cases, and never have I cost an agency $400 in consumable supplies. So I'm asking you guys to be diligent about this, to really look into what is causing or what is prompting this increase, and that we look internally to try to mitigate those without passing that increase onto the people of our communities. There is a treatment with no transport fee in here that Medicaid does not cover. We have a geriatric population that there are times where they have to decide if they're gonna pay for their medication or their food. And to become solely responsible for a $300 bill because they allowed their sugar to get low one time could be devastating for them. So I'm asking that you really look into this and see if there's a way that we can mitigate this internally, whether it be looking at our operational structure, staffing models, reducing the stipend payments, because I know that we are at least 50% higher than the surrounding areas in what we're paying, or what the city of Ely is paying their casual call employees. So again, as an EMS provider throughout the county, I've had the honor of serving these community members, and to me, they are number one. And passing these expenses on to them, I think would be unfortunate.
Thank you.
This one's from Dale Durbridge. I would like to comment on White Pine County's request to have water and sewer hookup fees waived for the property on 17th Street adjacent to the Mountain View subdivision. The city of Ely needs the revenue from sewer and water hookups to maintain the infrastructure. I own several building lots, and when I do build houses for resale, will I get my fees waived as well? It seems to me the city must be fair in this matter. I would suggest denying the county's request. Thank you. And the second one. Jerry-Lynn J. Clayton and Robert D. Clayton are in opposition to Agenda Item 9, Section 1. We are owners of 6 acres of land directly across the street east of the property in question. This action is unfair to us property owners and to all the property owners in the surrounding areas of Ely. It is unjust enrichment to the developers. Several years ago, we brought a developer in to build 20 houses on our 20 lots across the street. He asked for not a waiver of fees, but just a reduction in fees. The answer was no. This would have been 20 beautiful new homes in Ely, finished and occupied for several years now, which Ely desperately needed. Unless the city council is prepared to waive all fees in the future on our 20 lots and lots of other property owners in the area who seek to develop their land, it is imperative that the council vote no on Item 9, Section 1. I applaud the city council for placing this item on the public agenda, advance notice, allowing public comments and discussion, unlike other entities in White Pine County. Vote no. Respectfully, Jerry Lynn and Bob Clayton.
Any other public comment?
Dennis Scott Simon, Nevada Highway Patrol. I'm here to discuss the possible agreement between the State of Nevada Department of Public Safety, Nevada Highway Patrol, and Nevada Division of Investigations in a possible agreement to lease the Nevada National Guard Armory from May of this year till, I believe, May of 2026. We can only enter in five-year lease agreements. I know it's later on the agenda. The one thing I have is if you have any questions with us that we can answer, we'll get through.
We appreciate getting around to that. Thank you, Lieutenant Simon. Public comment, Mr. McIntyre?
Terry McIntosh from the High Desert Trailblazers. If I understand it right, you're stricken line 6 from the ordinance under 612-5 on the nighttime restriction. Is that correct?
I don't believe any changes have been made to it since the last proposition.
Okay. Well, I'd just like to say that
Terry, would you mind speaking now?
how's that?
That's actually.
I'd just like to say that I would like to see that stricken from this ordinance and come into conformity with NRS 490. As long as the unit And when speaking about ATVs, there has a required equipment, which is lighting, visible up to 500 feet. I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't be allowed on the designated routes. And I'd also like to thank the council for all the work that's been done on this. It's been a long road. We started this in the fall of 2017. I hope we can come to a conclusion on this. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate your participation. Any other further public comments?
Council members, good evening. My name is Chris Stanko. I'm one of the attorneys for Nevada Northern Railway Foundation. I just want to briefly touch on what I'm not here for tonight. I'm not here to make any comment whatsoever, me or my law firm, the firm of Moffitt, Cox & McGoy in Reno, about who the city's attorney legal representation should be, either currently or in the future. If people have comments about that, that doesn't relate to me or our firm. Second, I'm here on behalf of the foundation to respectfully ask you to vote with them to not undergo this illegal settlement framework and to hopefully join forces with them. I don't want to get too much into the settlement framework with S&S. Your council has our recent opposition. People in our law firm that are quite brilliant, a lot smarter than me, helped me put it together, and we feel very confident that the settlement framework from May 2019 is illegal. And more importantly, I want to share a little bit about me and why I'm here and why I got in with this client here. My whole family is from here. All my roots are here. I wasn't raised here, but my dad, Mike Stanko, he grew up in McGill, graduated class in 1973. My grandpa, Frank Stanko, he still lives on Avenue K in McGill. My mom was born right here in Ely. She grew up in Central Ely. Both my grandparents, my grandpa Al Echeverry, who's pictured right there, who is a volunteer fire department chief in 1966. My great-grandpa Hy Thomas from that 1931 picture here. My grandma Stanko in 1996 was buried, had her funeral in this now condemned Catholic church. So it's a big deal. That's why I've got involved in this, and I've wanted to be on the team of the guys who I think deeply care about what my family does and their deep pride and their roots in this community. And that's these gentlemen right here. I've read 20,000 pieces of paper the last 4 years on all sorts of different matters. And what they've had to go through to keep this railroad alive and to keep all the room nights that come in and all the people come in, it's extraordinary. And so I've been willing to stand with them and fight with them to keep it alive and to stand with the people of this community. I can tell you, they're part of your roots. They're your neighbors, and I hope that you stand with them tonight because we deeply care about the community. My grandpa just died, and he's buried up on the upper part of this cemetery. My parents will be buried there. When I go and visit their graves, hopefully my parents in a long, long time, I still want to see the train running. And so I hope you stand with the people that are truly from White Pine and deeply care about White Pine and the city of Ely, Nevada. Thank you very much.
Good evening. On that note, my name is Rory Kay. I am litigation counsel for S&S. I see we have quite a few new faces since I was out here today, so I just wanted to come up and introduce myself. I had a chance to reconvene with you two gentlemen. I had a chance to meet you too. Barry Robertson, Councilman Beecher. It's a pleasure to be in your company as well. I don't have any broad-based comments about the foundation's statement there. I would to say when it comes to item 11, subdivision C, subdivision 3, which is the discontinuance of the settlement between the city of Ely and S&S. I'm here on S&S's behalf. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have, just as I did back in May when we presented it, the council voted to approve it. So I'll be in the back if that item comes up. I'll come forward as you need. Okay, thank you.
My name is John Giannoli. I am a resident of this fine city of Ely, and I'm chairman of the board currently of the Nevada Northern Railway Foundation. I'm here to comment on new business items 3, 4, and 5 on your agenda today. The citizens of this city have suffered through lengthy conflicts regarding various railroad issues for years. And I believe during that period of time, there has been a destructive cancer that has flourished within our ranks. My perception and hope is that we have gotten beyond those issues and we've excised those problems. Now, we as individuals that love Ely and are deeply affected by the above mentioned agenda items have a serious decision to make. A serious decision has to be made by our elected officials. I strongly believe that together, we can move forward and successfully resolve the issues that currently confront us. I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you who have taken the time to serve. This is not always a fun thing that you're subjected to, but you're to be complimented for taking your time and your energies to help direct and nurture the city. I also believe that it's time this community bond. We need to bond together as a community to resolve some of these problems, and we're much better at it if we're unified. I hope and wish each of you the strength and the wisdom to make wise judgments on the items noted above. And may God bless the mayor and our council members that are present here today. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Other public comment?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, on your agenda item 9.1, you're to consider the waiver of hookup fees for the county in the amount of $45,500. This needs to be denied. The county is looking for a sweetheart deal and has no business competing against the private sector. I and other property owners don't stand a chance when we paid full market value for our land, only to have our legs cut out from under us. We are required to pay full price for any hookup. Federal law prohibits any discrimination in any federally funded or assisted utility. The city has yet to correct the billing on my home at 490 High Street. You have yet to reimburse me for curing the sewer line clog at 681 Park when it was the city's responsibility for the main line, which was clogged. The county failed to bargain in good faith for police protection, charging the county over $500,000 and would not consider signing a fire protection agreement as was done for decades. They need to pay their own way. The city taxpayer is being brutalized by the county and the city. I received 2 different citations regarding tenants I had, and I'm bleeding financially daily because of selective enforcement. I had to tell those tenants they had to leave off my property. This discrimination needs to stop. Does the city attorney opinion that the waiver is legal? I want to know. If you give the county a waiver, you must give everyone a waiver. You cannot justify the penalties and interest that you put on others. The DA in the past has failed to do his job in providing a collection of out-of-town billings. Mr. Mayor, in reviewing your business license report, I see two new licenses issued to two new home occupations. When did they go before the planning commission, city, county, or regional? Who held the hearing? Who approved it? And when was it approved? Mr. Mayor, on your agenda item 11C, you're to consider possible approval of the Nevada State Public Works department. The amount is too low when you consider that the city pays for utilities, trash removal, snow removal, and carpeting. You need a better proposal. What comparatives did you use? I'm all for it, but you're not going to end up with much when the average utility billing in the past was $1,800. Mr. Mayor, on your agenda item 11C, 3 and 4, if you discontinue the proposed settlement with S&S Shoreline, which I would support, it would not enter to any other agreement until all track rental fees are paid, which hasn't been done. My concern is if you terminate the agreement with Wolf, Rifkin, Shapiro, Shulman, and Rapkin, who else has the experience? On your agenda item 1C5, you're consider joining forces with the Northern Nevada Railway Foundation. The Railway Foundation needs to come back under the city auspices, which isn't being done. The railroad does not operate under the Nevada Open Meeting Law. The citizens, taxpayers do not know how their money is spent and or if there are conflicts that may occur with no disclosure.
Thank you, George. Any other public comment?
For the record, I'm Richard Howell, I'm the chairman of the White Pine County Commission. I'll be addressing the other items that I feel is necessary after listening to a couple of comments now about it being illegal about the county's actions. The county is in the process of developing some lots to enhance the critical shortage needs. And I'll read a couple of NRSs so that the public is aware of what we are doing is legal, and what we are doing is not trying to draw money from the city's coffers. We are putting up a large amount of property for a very small amount to address critical needs shortage and economic development. The county is interested in advancing this community, and I'm very stern about that. I was prepared before the utility board this morning, and I presented my arguments. I listened to others, but I'm just a little bit tired of hearing people say the county is doing things illegal, which we are not. I cite NRS 244.2815, which establishes, this is Nevada NRS 244.2815, which establishes the county's authority to sell county-owned real property without offering it to the public for less than fair market value for the purpose of economic development. Whereas economic development within the meaning of NRS 244.281.5.4A4 includes establishment of residential housing needed to support commercial enterprises within the county. Whereas NRS 244.189 establishes the Board of County Commissioners' authority to exercise such powers as the board determines necessary and proper for the development of affordable housing. And whereas, okay, I won't read the resolutions because those are county resolutions. I'm reading the state NRSs that allows us to sell the property. We see, and we've been working on this for nearly 2 years. The county is offering land, valuable land, which we put up for bid legally, and it was put out for bid for over 2 months. I worked on this for 2 years. We had one bidder. We opened the bids yesterday during the White Pine County Commission. The White Pine County Commission unanimously approved the sale of that property to the developer. We have worked to find developers to come to Ely. We could not find any, and this isn't the first developer. We've gone through several. Too busy here, there, and everywhere. We need housing here. The county is doing everything it possibly can and is asking the city to join with the county in helping us to build these houses. These are not affordable houses. These are not houses that are low to moderate income. These are single-family homes in an established development to increase and to develop White Pine County. And the beauty of this is the county owns the property, but the property in question is in the city limits. So the only ones that are really going to be affected besides the county is the city itself, with the establishment of new residents and the establishment of an increased
Commissioner Howell.
landfills and whatever. I'll take it. I'm sorry if I'm
Those are your 3 minutes, but
okay.
we'll have you up there at the end.
Yeah, I will be back. But I just wanted to let that be known because
Sure.
I heard the wrongful information. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll close public comment and move on to item 3, mayor discussion for possible action, approval of agenda, including removal of agenda items. Are there any changes that any of the councilmen would like to propose? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve.
Do I have a second? All second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ernie, you have a minute.
I was ready to vote,
Motion passes. We'll move on to item 4, city department reports. Fire chief.
You have a report, I have nothing further to.
Any questions of the fire chief?
Any questions?
Okay.
Good.
Thank you. It was a thick report this month. Police chief.
Nothing, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Sheriff Henry, city attorney.
Nothing.
Thank you. City clerk.
Just to address Mr. Chachas's questions, the RPC did hold a meeting in January, and these home occupations were approved by that board.
Any questions of the clerk? City treasurer is not present, but her report is in your folder. City public works supervisor.
Yeah, I got a couple things.
Watch your head.
I know. I was going to just report that on animal control, we have removed all the old kennels and installing the new ones that were purchased last year. So that is on the works, it should be complete by Wednesday, Thursday probably. The other update on the landfill, Tom's, the loader, the new bucket, quick company is up there, it's all been installed and it's working fantastic. And on the recycling, with the price of plastic still holding steady and aluminum, we will be hauling all what we mailed not next week, probably the week after. So,
Any questions of Mike? Thank you. City water operator, city engineer.
You guys got a report. I don't have anything else to add, other than quite a few things you'll see on the agenda on here. So.
Any questions to DJ? Thank you. City building official?
Nothing to add.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to item 5. I'll turn the gavel over to
The North Nevada Railroad Foundation report. Mark?
Good afternoon, everybody. I think the big news down at the railroad is we moved locomotive 81 out of the engine house into the machine shop. It's rebuilt wheels and also new crown brasses, and nothing bad happened, so we're very excited by that. The other big news is we have been working on creating our 1956 Pontiac station wagon high rail vehicle, and we got that to the railroad, and it will be on display this weekend on Friday as part of our photo shoots. And also this weekend and next weekend are our photo shoots, and so all the equipment is out. We have 60 people coming from around the country and a couple of people from England to photograph our equipment over the course of Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's about it. Does anyone have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you. Back to the mayor.
Thank you. We'll move on to item 6, reports. City council. Michelle, we'll start with you.
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Nothing to report, please.
No report.
Ernie?
Not at this time.
Okay. Let's just start writing this stuff down. Looks like I had some things I wanted to say. I went to a census presentation with the Lieutenant Governor the other week. We have a presentation to cover some of those items today. I'll be speaking with the Nevada League of Cities this weekend regarding infrastructure issues in our state. Things keep rolling down the tracks. So, I have at the moment. We'll move on to item 7. Mayor will recess the mayor will recess the regular city council meeting for a public hearing at 5:30 p.m., which it is now, on the following topics. And we'll open item 1, public hearing, discussion only, approval of certification of roads for fuel tax within the city of Ely, Nevada, pursuant to NRS 365.550. If you have anything you'd like to add on this item, or would like to be known on this item, please step forward and state your name. Seeing none, we'll move on to item 2, public hearing, discussion only, approval of second reading of ordinance 729, bill number 2019-13, ordinance 729 amends Title I, Chapter 6, entitled City Officers and Employees, codifying the city's existing authority to appoint a fire chief and describing the fire chief's duties, and adding Chapter 6, entitled Ely City Fire Department, to Title 7, codifying the existing Ely City Fire Department and its existing function and duties. Do you have anything to add to this? Please step forward and state your name. Seeing none, we'll move on to item 3, public hearing, discussion only, approval of a second reading of ordinance 730, bill number 2020-1, Ordinance 730 amends Chapter 5 of Title I of the City Code of the City of Ely, requiring the City Council to create a code of conduct for its members to apply during City Council meetings. Is there any public comment on this item? George?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, I want to reiterate the City Council needs a code of conduct for its members. Over the years of attending City Council meetings, I've seen officials act arrogantly toward others, attending meetings while intoxicated, leaving the meeting table and going to the back bar for a drink, causing a lack of quorum in the meeting. I've been called an SOB, I've been flipped off by E's elite, while a sheriff's officer sitting on one side of me and the district attorney on the other. I've been told that I have to use the back door to City Hall. I've been told I've had the sheriff's office remove me from City Hall for merely trying to pay my utility bills at least 4 times. How many times have you been pulled out for trying to pay a utility bill? We have a problem and it needs to stop. Mr. Mayor, I've been told FU by your city employee, the building inspector. To this day, no ramifications. To this day, I've not received my building permit. I want that building permit, Mayor. You need a code of conduct, not just for your city council members, but you need to address the issues that come up with your employees, and you're not doing it. Those that can't be respected and civil have no business in government, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? With that, we'll close the public hearing and move on to item 8, reconvening the City Council. Agenda, discussion possible action items pertaining to the public hearing. Item 1, public hearing, discussion for possible action, approval of certification of roads for fuel tax within the City of Ely, Nevada pursuant to NRS 365.550. I will entertain a motion on this item.
I'll move to approve.
Do I have a second? Ernie, you too. Any further discussion on this item?
I got one question, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
BJ, you probably had this off your head. Probably 6-7 years ago, I thought the road miles were 52 miles. Since we've, Love Boulevard, whatever that's called, is that included in this number? The road around Love's? I'm just wondering, I thought we had 52 miles of paved roads, or roads for fuel tax.
Yes, no, these roads are our most current coming here, so yes, those are included. Some of the numbers that may have changed in there is several years back, NDOT had did an audit of our roads, and so we basically had to come back in compliance and review their audit and ended up agreeing with their audit. The city had some other roads in the area that they had always classified as roads, and they were platted roads, but they were not actually constructed roads.
Okay,
So-
thank you.
Any other discussion on this item? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried and so ordered. We move on to item 2, public hearing, discussion for possible action, approval of second reading of ordinance 729, bill number 2019-13. Ordinance 729 amends Title I, Chapter 6, entitled City Officers and Employees, codifying the city's existing authority to appoint a fire chief and describing the fire chief's duties, and adding Chapter 6, entitled Ely City Fire Department, to Title 7, codifying the existing Ely City Fire Department and its existing functions and duties. I will entertain a motion on this item.
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that with the questions.
Go ahead.
Okay, but, thanks for the hard work on this, putting this together, Counselor. I think we need to have some page numbers on when we need to follow up questions and so forth. Okay, so now I come into this here since the fire chiefs always came up through the ranks, through the volunteers. And it was just from the seat of the pants, you never run the business. Now we have descriptions and responsibilities and functions and all this stuff. So now he has basically new assignments, looking at this right here. I guess he's got a new plate to fill. It's going to be different than it was in the past. Duties and responsibilities, writing procedures and so forth. So I guess I'd have to ask the fire chief if he's ready to take this on, because this is, been here for 113 years and never had a job description for a fire chief.
Yeah, there's more to it than that too. Yeah, there's some of the things that I think there's a need for it. times have changed, everything's gotta be written down to see. Yeah, there's a lot more to it, the biggest thing is isn't it the council and the mayor, to support that. So with these changes, there's gonna be costs. So you've added some costs to what's going on with the fire department. So I just want you to realize that.
Do you have an example of any of these items that are being?
Well, just training, some of these new procedures and that, just outlining them and adhering to them, so then you have to implement them. So yeah, there's gonna be some costs involved in that. So it's gonna be a slow process, so don't expect that overnight, because this is all new territory.
I think you're gonna find out you better be the wizard at delegation, because this is a lot of work for one man.
Well, yes, I understand it is, but I wasn't sure what the intent of I've read it and I've seen what the intent and how detailed you guys want to get with it, because just as Jim is saying right now, you have a fire chief and you usually have a deputy fire chief too. So you guys implementing something that, who knows, you might have to hire somebody else.
Well, and I think a lot of these things that got added in here were certainly suggestions of yours last.
No, I think some of that stuff was already in there.
Some of it was already in there.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that Jim's referencing was already in there, wasn't my suggestion.
Well, and I didn't have near as much a hand in this as Councilman Allworth and Councilman Beecher had, or the city staff. But correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the intent is to kind of capture what's already happening and make some adjustments for the future, is that?
Yeah.
Yep, things have changed, like the chief says, we have to have so much documentation, something goes down wrong, a lawsuit comes on, where's your procedure for doing this? What's the operation standard on how to do stuff like this?
Yeah, like I say, there's a lot of things I do now that I'm gonna switch gears and focus over here, and some of that's gonna have to be done by others, and so you're looking at maybe, like say, hiring somebody.
Well, as it says in here,
Possibility.
I think, under the duties, assigned job task duties are not limited to the essential functions, which this is supposed to outline. I know there's some stuff that you probably take care of at the moment, which isn't delegated in here, that I assume you would keep doing. I mean, I think this is meant to be correct me if I'm wrong, once again, I didn't have as much a hand in this as you guys did, but this is meant to capture the minimum of what we'd like the chief to do, not necessarily the end all be all.
Let's take, for example, inspections. Right now, myself and Assistant Chief Pat Stork's are the only ones that are certified to do inspections. So right now, I've been trying to cover that when Pat's not on, and sometimes it gets overwhelming. It's like almost coming in late for this meeting, was I was talking to the state fire marshal on an issue that's it was county related. We don't want to leave anybody hanging or stop anybody from utilizing a brand new building they spent a lot of money on. Just a lot of things come up like that, but am I really supposed to be the one doing the inspections? Well, right now I got to stand up and make sure, we take care of our community. So
Well,
yeah, there's a lot of things, like I say, that take away from the other things you added on.
Well,
So, and Jim, I want to thank Jim for bringing that up, so I want you guys to understand it.
And I think, you've got, like myself, over 30 years firefighting experience in EMS. There comes a time in which you have to put on a manager's hat, and that's it, As much as we all love to go in the fires and so forth, there may be times you're gonna have to stand down and do the management responsibility, full management responsibility for the fire department. Make sure your guys are protected, and picked up an extra line or two on how the volunteer handles under your jurisdiction and your staff as related to training, because there's an issue in training. The volunteers try to do it, but I think the volunteers, well, I know they do, they look up to the state staff, the career people, and I think they'll look at it a lot more serious. The training comes from that level, which you start and delegate the level down. So it's just, I just see you're gonna have a lot of managerial stuff, chief, that
Much as you wanna go run out there and go on fire, you might.
Well, you know, there's different things about that. Of course, you know, in the past training was training, and now it's, you gotta have that black and white certification for your training to, you know, to back the city or, you know, keep us from being sued and whatnot. As Jim responded with me one time, not too long ago, we had multiple incidences at one time. You and I was the only ones on the crash course. I mean, that's some of the roles I step into and have to do, so here I'm gone, what, a couple hours, and by the time I fill the truck and that, so I lost 2.5 hours of my time that I could be spending doing some of the stuff that you have described in here, so I don't know how you guys want to pursue that, but.
I think it'll be a process, like you say, Ross, and we look forward to, like you said, you have the experience. The people on our staff and on the city council that have been in this kind of stuff for years and years, I mean, we'll look to you guys for how we can implement this and change for this growing department. I think managerial stuff is stuff that we'll definitely have to take more of a precedent than it had in the past, and making sure that we're not planning just for what's going on right now, but 20 years when none of us are here doing this, how do we want it to look? And planning
Well, sure.
down the road,
So, you know, like I say, you know, with that's gonna be some costs.
I would just like to close it saying, one of the hardest things I think the chief's gonna have to struggle with in getting this done is 3 of his career staff leave town every day off. And, but 3 of his delegation people leave town, they got lives out in another town, so you're down to two local guys for sure that stay here, so you're gonna have the place gonna be full, chief.
Yes. Like I say, you know, so.
Yeah, one other thing, do we have to officially appoint him now?
I would just up to, I mean, he's already in the job.
That's a
I
30.
think I think we should officially appoint him in this process.
Do you have that?
But the only thing I had on here was on item 714, the core values, which once again, I think is a great addition to this. The only change I would make is that when it says our members, I think it's written for like a volunteer fire department. And we may want to change that to our members and employees. But that's the only thing I noticed on there. I do appreciate everybody's work on this, including Ross's and the rest of the staff and council. I guess we'll put it on the next agenda for a bunch of your job.
Well, it can't be on the next agenda because there's a publication of adoption, and then 20 days after that, the ordinance becomes effective.
Throw some holy water on the chief, we're good to go for it.
Are there any other comments on this item? With that, I will entertain the vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carried and so ordered. Thank you, Russ. We'll move on to item 3, public hearing, discussion for possible action, approval of second reading of ordinance 730, bill number 2020-1, ordinance 730 amends chapter 5 of title 1 of the city code of the city of Ely, requiring the city council to create a code of conduct for its members to apply during city council meetings. I will entertain a motion on this.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ed beat you to it.
Oh.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I can make a statement to that.
Yeah.
I think our attorney, for doing a great job, because it actually states in there, but that's why I wanted under majority vote. It's a good job that the trying to parallel Delta with that. Thank you.
That's it. Any other comments? With that, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried and so ordered. We will move on to 9, items for discussion and possible action of the Ely City Council as recommended by the Municipal Utility Board. Item 1, board members' discussion for possible action, approval of White Pine County's request to waive water and sewer hookup fees in the amount of $45,500 for 13 single-family homes on county land located on 17th Street, adjacent to the Mountain View subdivision. What was the discussion this morning?
The utility board did have a lot of conversation on this, and at the end of the conversation, they thought they would like to table it. There's a lot of discussion on maybe trying to come up with a different avenue instead of writing it all off or letting them have it for free. Maybe even like a pay-as-you-go. If the developer comes in and does 4 houses this year, they pay for the 4 houses. We should probably let Richard come up and finish his.
Chairman Howe, did you have some explanation you wanted to add?
First of all, thank you for letting me voice my opinion about the other comments I felt were not right. I would have waited had I known this would be this quick. White Pine County, as you know, is trying to work in cooperation. For the past several years, everyone is known as a critical housing shortage. Economic development is at a standstill. We have 60-plus jobs at the prison that can't be filled because we can't house prison guards. We have 23 full-time openings available at the local BLM office. They aren't the highest paid jobs, but they are full-time jobs that they're authorized to hire. No place to live. We have construction coming into town starting next month. I applaud the city for their vote in allowing dry camping in some of the established city trailer parks. We are in a crisis. We've recognized this for a while. I've been to meeting after meeting and there's been talk about let's go down and refurbish the older part of town. And then on the same breath, they say, well, the infrastructure's real old. This project that we're pursuing is brand new. The sewer lines, the water lines, the road, the county is stepping forward with their developer to make this a whole new development, to entice some excitement amongst others. There's been complaints, and you've heard them today, about property owners saying we are infringing on their right. We've offered them to say, we'll step back. Go ahead, put your money up. But we aren't getting any. Between the city and the county, both local governments, I feel it's our duty to see to this county and this city moving forward. And housing is the #1 issue and always has been for many, many years. We are at a point where the city, the land we're offering, and land we have sold, and I can tell you right now, at the meeting yesterday, we had one bid. We accepted that bid unanimously so we can move forward. Our hope is that the city of Ely will join with us, and we are putting up a lot of land, valuable land, and asking the city to put up just a fair share. And $45,500 sounds like a lot of money in the government work, but when you figure what's going into that, our developer is putting in the new road, the new water, the new sewer, the sidewalks, the curb and gutter, the front yard landscaping, making this one of the best developments within the city. I spent 2 years working on this. We are abiding by every city code. We're trying to get with the city to make this community grow, not to go back in to old things, to make it a new, exciting community. And we need that done because we need positions, we need housing for people to live. They can't live in their cars. They can't live in everybody. This summer when you have tourism that's normal, that normal is full of hotels, you're gonna have contractors in here, both for our county justice center, your Q&D, your city operation. There's no room in the inn. There's no place for anybody to stay. This county is taking a major step forward in offering this land to get it developed, and we've tried to get developers here time after time. They're too busy everywhere. We got one. He's local. We can move forward to make this happen. Will it happen tomorrow? No. Our plan, we made some concessions as far as time frame goes. Instead of requiring it done in 12 months, we extended it to 36 months upon his approval. We allowed him to start the project with 4 houses, and they will be on this. They will be stick-built homes, 1,400 to 1,600 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1, 2-bath family homes with a double-car garage. We are making this a brand new community, or at least adding some excitement, and people, doctors, and all these professionals are moving into town. They don't want to live in a 90-year-old home that's got 1 bedroom, 1 bath. We need to offer services. It's vital. It's not important, it's vital that we move forward, and with the county and the city cooperating with us, and each of us putting up a little bit, and you say that, oh, we're waiving fees and especially, you have to sometimes offer a carrot. You gotta spend a dime to get a dollar. You have to make it exciting or enticing for a developer. And when this developer starts, you will see more and more. As his homes sell, you'll see people say, yeah, okay. I had one of the comments in public comment, they called me just this afternoon. They didn't tell me they voiced their opinion as far as opposition. He asked me, what will this do to my property? You know what it's going to do to his property if you know where it's at? It's going to probably double the value. He's going to have an oil road, paved, curb and gutter, right in front of his property. And he wanted to know what they would do. We didn't do affordable housing, low-income housing. We did single family. These houses are hopefully going to sell between $250 and $275. If you bought a house, because we had one of the developers come in here, if you bought a house, brought a crew in here and built a house on a regular white pine, City Neely Road, brought in a crew, built the house, you cannot build that house for less than $325,000. It is not a $325,000 place. It's not $400 like Reno and Vegas. We are a community that's starting to grow. We need houses that are they're not affordable, they're not cheap, but they're within reason. The homes that are there in Mountain View subdivision are very nice homes. Steptoe Park is nice. It's a nice development. But I'm here on behalf of the county asking the city, yeah, it's $45,500. The utility board had some questions about it. I understand all that. But in order, we're just trying to make it so the developer can come in and put these houses in at less than $325,000. More in the range with what we give to them by giving them the lot, not giving, by reducing the cost of the lot, and by your action, if you will, to reduce the cost of the hookup fees. We can make the developer's cost to build that house a hell of a lot less than making it $320. So we're looking at $250 to $275, which is the going rate everywhere. But it's going to take a little bit of give and take. The county is asking the city to join with them to make this happen. The county is going to, we're going to proceed with this. We're serious. This isn't a joke. We're going to build these houses one way or the other. If the city wants to jump on board and come with us and join with us in making us a better community, we welcome that with open arms. If you want to have that stance where we're taking advantage, which we are not, and you want to hold back for the $45,500 and not join with us, that's your decision. You know, I know, everyone knows, housing is a critical part for economic development. And we got this, I read you the IRS on why we could sell this land. We did it, we made out a carrot, we tossed a carrot to the developer, and it worked. It worked. We're gonna get our money back. We're not giving them the land. You're not giving them the water. Our estimated revenues off property tax on the 13 homes per year is nearly $30,000. Your revenue back on the $45,500 based on today's water and sewer rates are just under $15,000 a year, $1,230 a month. So you're not just giving the $45,000 away, it's an investment. It's in perpetuity. You're going to receive that money just like the rest of us have been here forever. You're going to get water, sewer, and landfill bills forever. And that $45,000 is going to multiply 100 times over the life of those homes or more. It's going to entice other developers to build homes. But you, the city of Ely, and the county have got to work together to make this community grow. If we stop it over a lousy $45,500, that's it's ridiculous. But if the city does not want to pay the $45,500, either upfront or through some type of negotiated process where we do it in time, shame on you. That's all I gotta say. And if I sound a little vocal, I'm passionate about this. I've done this now for 2 years. I've called almost every developer I can find. I've asked time after time after time. We're too busy. We got one. We've got a good start on it. We can have some movement on here with your cooperation within about 60 days. We can get these houses up and start building them as we go, starting with 4 and going to the 13 in a great neighborhood. Producing new, high-quality homes with sidewalk, not just curb and gutter, with sidewalk, with front yard landscaping. So we're not putting a house up. That's part of the covenants that we put into this agreement with the developer. We want this community to look good. So having front yard landscaping and you buy a house and you don't put a yard in it, but he buys a house and put land, part of the agreement is they put front yard landscaping, making it an exciting addition to the Mountain View subdivision and to the city of Ely. And the big thing is this land is county land, but it's city land. The residents that are gonna be in these houses are city residents. They're your residents. They're gonna be an addition. If you take 13 to 15 homes with 4 people, you're looking at 50 to 60 family members, additional city residents. The land we sit on right now for the county is not making us a dime. We're getting nothing out of this. But when you develop it and it becomes property tax, it's money in the bank. The land you have sitting there that we're offering, that's in the city, that will be in the city, you're receiving not a dime for that. Not a dime. But when it's developed, you're gonna get your water, sewer, landfill fees and your 23 cents per hundred on your outside water fee. You're gonna receive those. You're getting nothing for it right now, and the county's getting nothing for their land right now. We need the city, and I request that the city go along with the county, waive this $45,500, or at least come to the negotiating table with us so we can work with you to get these built. But mark my words, we're gonna get these houses built whatever way we can, however we can, abiding by every city code and every city law that you have. We're gonna abide by everything, and we've done that. But this is a passionate plea to you, the members of the city, to join with us, this White Pine County, to start a better development and a better way of life in the city and the county.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes.
We appreciate your work on economic development.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What did the developer pay for that land?
The developer paid $100 for the whole land. You know what?
How many acres was that? Or
1.9.
For how many lots?
13.
Killer deal.
It was a killer deal, but we're gonna receive our money back. All we're doing with this, you don't think we're just handing this out to them. This was out for bid. We put this out to anyone that wanted to bid. We're trying to entice development. We're gonna get our money back. We're not gonna make a dime. We're gonna get some property tax revenue off this forever. You're gonna get some usage. You're gonna get a new road, a new street attached to a really nice development right by the hospital. And behind that development, behind this 1.9 acres that we are offering on 17th Street, the county owns the 53 acres right behind it that touches it, that can go straight back towards back lumber on the back side. It's almost level. It can be developed in what you might call phase 2. But the thing with phase 2 that is different than phase 1, phase 1 has some water and sewer hookup to it. When you go to phase 2 and go back, you're gonna need a pump station and that's gonna add to the cost of each and every home we build. The people that buy these homes here, the first ones on the block, so to speak, are going to get a really good deal because they're not gonna have to have that pump station, which is gonna be between $750,000 and $1 million to put in. That is one of the starts of this, but there's 53 acres behind this. This isn't just a 1.9, there's a beautiful bunch of land, it's all even. It's ready for this community to grow. We need to grow. And I don't know how some people understand, but we need to grow, but we need to do it together.
Well, I have a question.
Yes, sir. Please do.
At this time, I agree with what you're stating and what you're saying in respect that we do need new housing. I won't disagree with that. But I have to look as a city councilman, what is it going to cost to extend the city's water and sewer lines to that property, excluding the use of the 13 houses you propose? You're also proposing 4 at a time, basically, to be built. When you build 4 homes in one time, having studied city planning and whatnot, you can avoid the laws of a subdivision. I don't want to see that happen because there are definite rules for a subdivision. And if you build more than 4 houses, even though it's a year later, those rules have to apply. The other thing that I'm looking at in respect, as you mentioned, there's going to be a property tax increase and whatnot. The city of Ely at this time, right now, does not receive 1 cent from the county of property tax. So I'm not looking at that favorable. We're throwing money to give you more. And I want to sit down with the county sometime and justify these expenses and the taxation. And until that situation is resolved, I really cannot be agreeable with you.
That is a whole different subject for
We'll
another
stay
day.
on the agenda.
Exactly.
Are there other questions for the chairman or that Mr. Black?
I just want to clarify, Councilman Carson, so it was tabled to come up with alternate ideas on?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I ask